Good afternoon for the second time in ASR history, ladies and gentlemen. This is of course the Undercover Champions story with Calm Sea Goat Joker once again in that resplendent Toro Rosso. Now we're at the Shanghai circuit here for the Chinese Grand Prix, and we've just come off a victory in the opening round in Albert Park, of course. Now we're on to possibly my best track. Certainly in the past it has been my most successful in terms of number of wins until this game. Turns out it was actually the last track on the game that I managed to get a league win at. And you'll see why. This was quite an unfortunate event. After qualifying, of course. Qualifying went quite well. As you can see this lap, not perfect. My PB is actually a 32.5 at time of recording the commentary. But at the time that this race actually occurred, which is of course around 6 months ago, pretty good time, given that this was around the time of the patch, so everyone was getting used to the new handling and the effects it had made on setup work. So coming down the long straight here, opening the DRS, really hate that glitch there where you have downloading content for the entire session in the top left of the screen. I don't know why that occurs. Sometimes it still occurs for me months later. Anyhow, we are well up on our delta, approaching the final corner now, beautifully apexed, bit of a bubble on the exit, but across the line we come to set that 33 dead that I mentioned earlier. That would be good enough for a 7/10 advantage over Pure Axle, and the McLarens once again lining up second and third, just as they did in Australia, but in the flipped order. So Pure Axle, having come second, would be my main rival in this championship, especially seeing that KM got nowhere off the line. It seemed like no one actually got off the line very well, with the exception of my Toro Rosso. Really unsure why that occurred. I wasn't host, so it wasn't anything to do with the connection, I don't think.
Okay, clear.
This would be very new to a lot of people, seeing me make such a weird mistake at China. And that was mainly because I actually wasn't watching my screen at the time. Long story, but someone came home and I wasn't fully prepared for that to occur. Got a bit of a fright, went a bit wide, and look at the result. I had first by a few seconds. A Ferrari got through that was Juddy on the softs. Very impressive qualifying for him. But I had to try and come back.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Turn 1 wasn't the greatest place to go around the outside, so I met at the inside. And a bit of contact there with Pure Gold, but we have got through, it looks like. I'm trying to set up the Red Bull here of Hayden. I'm not sure how many races he did, but I don't think I saw him much later in the season. Around the outside, hopefully we can maintain. No, he didn't maintain the inside line. It sends us into a spin. Very unfortunate contact there. Actually very similar to the 2018 Chinese Grand Prix with Verstappen attempting manoeuvre. Didn't quite come up with the contact. Now I'd have to make my way up from further back on the grid. This time I'm attempting a pass on the other Red Bull. This was Mortney, and that was a significantly easier pass. Went a bit wide there through one, and then it was onto the back of Travis. He goes wide, easy position there, bit offline, and you have no grip essentially. That was his problem there. And then I was after these guys again. I've already passed Pure once. He has massive contact there with the Red Bull, and that allows me to go past both of them on this DRS straight and pick up the DRS as well. I thought that was done and up to 4th. However, I wasn't quite ready for this massive dive bomb. I think the Red Bull mistimed his braking, to be fair. No one got caught out though, no collision, and we have maintained 4th position. Next will be my teammate Crook. He was very sideways, and that gave me the inside line for this sweeper. He wasn't done though, to be fair. Holding it around the outside, beautiful driving, especially on those soft compound tyres, although he did send it in a bit deep, allowed me to get the over and under and claim 3rd position. At this point, looking pretty good for a recovery.
Complete, go now.
Although I did decide to go in early for an undercut. Bad idea, because I put myself back in the traffic and I wasn't to know how bad the lag would be. But this Force India needs some serious connection work, because look how this went for me.
That looked bad. Are you alright?
Not sure I need to describe what happened there. You can all plainly see it. I was trying to attempt a comeback. We'll never know how well that would have went. But these things happen in racing, and I had to swallow that bitter pill and watch as this Ferrari went on to win the race. Juddy Egan, very spectacular drive to the 25 points. Congratulations to him, and I will have to try again in Bahrain. I've been Calm Sea Goat Joker. See you then.